Welcome to Project Mafulungan para Matuto. This time, we are going to review all the subtopics covered by the polynomial functions as preparation for the Quarter 2 examinations in Mathematics 10. A polynomial function is a function that can be expressed in the form of polynomial. Generally, it is represented as p of x. Examples: p of x is equal to 7x squared plus 5x plus 3. Another, p of x is equal to 1/3 x cubed minus 2x squared minus 3x plus 1. So, ang mga ito ay halimbawa ng ating polynomial functions. Pero paano ba natin malalaman ang isang example kung polynomial siya o hindi polynomial? A function is a polynomial function if the variable has no negative exponent. So, ibig sabihin, lahat ng exponent dapat ay positive. Kapag may negative exponent, siya ay hindi na polynomial function. Another, the variable has no fractional exponent. Wala dapat fraction na exponent sa ating polynomial function para matawag natin itong polynomial function. Otherwise, hindi na siya polynomial function. Next condition, the variable has not inside the radical symbol. So kapag ang ating polynomial function ay may variable sa radical symbol, hindi na siya ito polynomial function. The variable is not in the denominator. Wala dapat variable doon sa ating denominator para matawag natin siyang polynomial function. Halimbawa, p of x is equal to 4 over x squared plus 7x minus 4. That example is not a polynomial function kasi ver is what? Ver is a variable in the denominator, which is the number 4 condition na dapat walang variable sa ating denominator. Another example, p of x is equal to negative 7x squared plus 5x plus 3 is a polynomial function because wala naman siyang na-violate sa ating mga condition. Walang negative exponent, walang fractional exponent, walang variable inside the radical sign, and walang variable sa ating denominator. Common types of polynomial functions. Number 1, zero polynomial function kapag ang exponent ay 0. Halimbawa, p of x is equal to 4 is an example of zero polynomial function. P of x is equal to negative 5. P of x is equal to 1/4. So, lahat ng whole number lang ang meron sa ating function, that is an example of zero polynomial function kasi ang kanilang exponent ay 0. So, any number, automatic, meron siyang exponent na 0. Next, linear polynomial function na kung saan naman ang highest exponent ay 1. Halimbawa, p of x is equal to 2x minus 4. So, 2x minus 4 is an example of linear polynomial function because the highest exponent is 1. Next, quadratic polynomial function wherein the highest exponent is 2. Example, p of x is equal to negative 3x squared plus 2x minus 4. So kung titignan nyo, sa ating example, the highest exponent is 2, kaya siya ay quadratic polynomial function. Another, cubic polynomial function na kung saan naman ang highest exponent dapat ay 3. Halimbawa, p of x is equal to 7x cubed minus 3x squared plus 2x minus 4 is an example of cubic polynomial function because the highest degree is 3. Next, quartic polynomial function wherein the highest degree naman ay 4. Halimbawa, p of x is equal to positive 8x raised to the 4th power minus 7x cubed minus 3x squared plus 2x minus 4. So that example is a quartic polynomial function because the highest exponent is positive 4. Now, let us identify the different parts of polynomial function. Example. Identify the parts of the polynomial function. P of x is equal to 8x raised to the 4th power minus 4x cubed plus 3x minus 1. So, napaka-importante na kailangan natin ma-check ang ating given kapag ang polynomial function ay nasa standard form na. When we say standard form, ang kanilang exponent ay nakaayos from highest exponent to lowest exponent. So, since ang ating given naman ay nakaayos na into standard form, P of x is equal to 8x raised to the 4th power minus 4x cubed plus 3x minus 1. Let us identify the degree, the type of function, the leading term, the leading coefficient, and the constant term. So the degree of the polynomial function refers to the highest exponent. So if we can see, ang highest exponent natin ay 4. Therefore, ang ating degree ay 4. Then the type of function, so pinag-usapan natin kanina, kapag 4 ang degree, siya ay tinatawag na quartic function. The leading term naman, ito yung term na mayroong pinakamataas na exponent. So since ang term na may pinakamataas na exponent ay positive 8x raised to the 4th power, therefore ang ating leading term ay positive 8x raised to the 4th power. When we say leading coefficient naman, ito naman yung number na kasama or before ng variable sa ating leading term. So ang leading term natin ay 8x raised to the 4th power at ang kanyang number before the variable is positive 8. When we say constant term naman, ito naman yung nag-iisang number sa ating function na walang kasamang variable. So ang ating constant term ay negative 1. So therefore, the constant term is negative 1. That is how we identify the parts of polynomial function. Next, the possible graph of polynomial function. So kapag constant function with degree of 0, ang ating possible graph ay straight line lang siya or horizontal line, either above the origin or below the origin. Next, linear function na kung saan naman ang ating pinakamataas na exponent ay 1. So ang kanyang possible graph naman ay diagonal line going to the right or going to the left. Next is the quadratic function na kung saan ang pinakamataas na exponent niya ay 2. So ang kanyang possible graph naman is opens upward and opens downward or opens sideward. Next, cubic function. Pag cubic function naman, ang pinakamataas na exponent ay 3, na kung saan ang kanyang possible graph ay makikita nyo dyan sa ating screen, na kung saan meron tayong 2 turning points. Sa quartic function with degree 4, meron naman tayong 3 turning points, na kung saan makikita nyo dyan ang ating graph. So pag sinabi nating turning points, ayan yung time na kung saan lumiliko yung ating graph. Quinting function naman, kapag ang pinakamataas sa exponent ay 5 at meron siyang 4 turning points. So yan yung possible graph niya. So those are the possible graphs of polynomial function. Let us talk about the number of turning points. The number of turning points of P of x with degree n is at most n minus 1. So ang formula natin to determine the number of turning points is n minus 1. Examples. P of x is equal to 7x squared plus 5x plus 3x raised to the 5th power. Remember, n, we are talking about the highest exponent. So since the highest exponent is 5, therefore, our utmost turning points is 4. Why 4? Because using the formula, n minus 1 is equal to 5 minus 1. So the difference of 5 and 1 is 4. Therefore, the number of turning points sa ating polynomial function na 7x raised to the second power plus 5x plus 3x raised to the fifth power ay 4. Another example, p of x is equal to 1/3 x cubed minus 2x squared minus 3x plus 1. So at most, 2 turning points. So may dalawa tayong turning points. Okay, so bakit naging dalawang turning points? Because the highest exponent is 3, and using the formula, n minus 1 is equal to 3, minus 1 is equal to positive 2. Now, let us talk the behavior of the graph of polynomial function. If a is greater than 0 or positive and n is even, the graph is increasing on both sides. Okay, so make sure din dito, before we identify the value of a and n, kailangan nakaayos muna ang ating polynomial function into standard form. Ibig sabihin, naka-arrange ang exponent from highest to lowest exponent. Example, p of x is equal to 7x raised to the fourth power plus 2x squared minus 2. So, the value of a is 7, and that is a positive, and the value of n is 4. N is the highest exponent for an even number. So since a is positive and n is even number, therefore the graph is increasing on both sides. Second behavior, if a is greater than 0 or positive and n is odd, then the graph is increasing on the right and decreasing on the left. Example, p of x is equal to 7x raised to the fifth power plus 2x squared minus 2. A is 7, which is positive, and n, the highest exponent, is 5, which is an odd number. Therefore, the behavior of the graph is increasing on the right and decreasing on the left. If a is less than 0 or negative and n is even, then the graph is decreasing on both sides. Example, p of x is equal to negative 7x raised to the fourth power plus 2x squared minus 2. So the value of a is negative 7, which is negative, and n is equal to 4, which is even number. Therefore, the graph is decreasing on both sides. The last behavior, if a is less than 0 or negative and n is an odd number, then the graph is decreasing on the right and increasing on the left. Example, p of x is equal to negative 7x raised to the fifth power plus 2x squared minus 2. A is negative 7, which is negative, n is equal to 5, which is an odd number. Therefore, the graph is decreasing on the right and increasing on the left. Always remember, a is the coefficient of the leading term, and n is the exponent or the highest degree. Moving on to x-intercept and y-intercept of polynomial function. Examples. Let us identify the y-intercept and the x-intercept of p of x is equal to x minus 2 times x plus 1 times x minus 7. Unahin natin kunin ang y-intercept. So for y-intercept, always let x is equal to 0. So laging x is equal to 0 to determine the y-intercept sa ating polynomial function. So p of x is equal to x minus 2 times x plus 1 times x minus 7, papalitan natin lahat ng x ng 0. So therefore, p of x is equal to 0 minus 2, 0 plus 1, and 0 minus 7. Let us simplify. P of x is equal to 0 minus 2 is negative 2, 0 plus 1 is positive 1, 0 minus 7 is negative 7. And the product of negative 2, 1, and negative 7 is positive 14. Therefore, the y-intercept is equal to positive 14. Next, let us identify the x-intercept. This time naman, let y is equal to 0. So para makuha naman natin yung x-intercept, dapat yung y natin is equal to 0. So p of x is equal to x minus 2, x plus 1, x minus 7. Therefore, p of x natin ay 0 is equal to x minus 2 times x plus 1 times x minus 7. And i-bring down lang natin kasi naka-factor naman siya. So x minus 2, then we have x plus 1, then we have x minus 7. And these terms will be equated into 0. So we have x is equal to 2 from x minus 2, which transpose on the other side, naging x is equal to positive 2. From x plus 1, which transpose on the other side, naging x is equal to negative 1. And x minus 7, we transpose, it became x is equal to positive 7. Therefore, the x-intercepts are 2, positive 2, negative 1, and positive 7.